A ninth dimensional ray is coming in, and that's violet. Just imagine it. Beautiful violet ray. I wore this on purpose today in case we talked about this. And that ray brings it, well, it clears out, it transmutes the lower energies, but it then sparks every cell, imagine it, with hope, with excitement, with love, with creativity, with all the wonderful energies. And you can literally feel it if you tune in, fizzing in your cells. So the more positive you are, the more you will create something amazing for your life, because we're all master creators all the time.
Yes.
It's the energy will be stronger. I mean, we create our bodies, we create our experiences, and sometimes we do it in order to grow.
Hallo ihr Lieben, heute ist der beste Tag deines Lebens. And welcome Diana, now I switch to English. It's so nice to have you here again.
It's
Welcome.
lovely to be here and to welcome all the energies from the universe.
Yes, yes. So you mentioned before this recording that there are amazing new energies entering this planet. And so yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, as you know, Pluto came in January for the first time in ages. And now, this Christmas, for the first time for a long time, the 7 rays of Christ light are available to humanity. Now, all 7 rays came in during Golden Atlantis, but of course, they were withdrawn at the end of Atlantis. Jesus came in to try again to bring in the Christ light. He brought in all 7 rays, but the energy on the planet couldn't take it. And so they were pretty soon withdrawn. And now, for the first time in the last few weeks, all 7 rays have become available to humanity again. Now, so what this means is that we've got the 7 rays on different frequencies, and they are coming in now, but they will come through the Christmas portal. Now, every Christmas, the portal opens on the 23rd of December. It's open all day the 24th and on the 25th. And Christ light comes through. But to date, it's only been the gold ray of Christ, which many people are familiar with. And that's a 7th dimensional ray. And that comes through at Christmas. People can see it. I remember many years ago, I was in hospital at that time, and it was the most extraordinary thing. I woke up very early on Christmas morning, and there was gold light pouring into the ward, and I could see it going down the hospital corridors and all round everywhere. That was just awesome, and the feeling of it was incredible. But that's been available for everybody, whether they recognized it or not. Now, that was a 7th dimensional ray, and that will help people with protection, with healing. There are 4 rays of Christ light that are healing rays, so help with protection, with healing, and also to build the 7th dimensional light body. Enough people are ready now on the planet for this to take place. Now, a 9th dimensional ray is coming in, and that's violet. Just imagine it. Beautiful violet ray. I wore this on purpose today in case we talked about this. And that ray brings it, well, it clears out, it transmutes the lower energies, but it then sparks every cell, imagine it, with hope, with excitement, with love, with creativity, with all the wonderful energies. And you can literally feel it if you tune in, fizzing in your cells. Then the next.
Means those energies, they enter the planet and they support all human beings or the light workers for healing, for protection, for raising their frequency, or how can you go a little bit deeper into that, how that works?
There are different rays. Now, they all leave source at a 12th dimensional frequency. And then each one steps down through different planets. And those planets are transformers. So the gold ray of Christ comes into Sirius at a 12th dimensional frequency. Then it stepped down to the 7th dimensional frequency and is available for anyone that is open to receive it. Now, it's the same with the other rays. They all step down through different planets or stars or constellations, whatever. The violet ray, which is 9th dimensional that I've just described, steps down through the Milky Way. And so it enters the Milky Way at a 12th dimensional frequency. There it's transformed. And this doesn't just apply to the Christ light, of course. This is all the energy is coming from source through the cosmic portals now. And there are many, many. And so it comes down then for anyone who is ready to accept it, to take in. And so we can invoke them, we can bring them in, and they will come through and go through your body and help you. Now, the Christ light, of course, is pure love. But each of those 7 rays carries different Christed energies and brings them through you. I don't know if you want me to tell you what the other ones are, or just know that there are these amazing 7 rays. So you've got 10th dimensional ones, 2 at the 10th dimension, 2 at the 11th dimension, and then there's the source one, which is transparent. It comes down through Helios and it carries source energies and healing. So you can call them in for different things. See, one of the 11th dimensional ones is comes down through the Pleiades. It's blue-white and it carries pure healing energy. You can just imagine it, that beautiful, it's like Mary blue coming down through you at that high frequency with such love and coming through your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies and literally bathing you in healing energies.
So we can invoke those rays.
Absolutely.
The one you described now for healing, and ask this ray to heal special symptoms or our energy field or our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, as I say, they are quite extraordinary. Do you want me to quickly run through them very quickly?
Okay.
So you've got the 2 10th dimensional ones. They are pink gold coming down through Venus and pink silver coming down through the ascended aspect of Sirius. And so the pink gold one, that is about oneness. It's about empathy with all beings, all sentient beings. And then the pink silver one, that comes down through Lakime, the ascended aspect of Sirius, and that's about healing. And that's another healing ray that works slightly differently because it works through compassion. They work through the higher heart of humanity. More and more people are ready for them now. Then there's the pure white Christ light, and that is 11th dimensional. And you can just say, I now access the pure white Christ light to cleanse, purify, and raise the frequency of every cell in my body. Can you feel it? It's amazing as it comes in. So those are the 7 rays.
Okay. And those energy or those rays, they will stay on the planet?
They will stay now because the frequency on the planet is high enough for enough people to be able to utilize them and call them in. I did a workshop last night where we called in the rays, the healing rays. Merlin is in charge of them now, looking after them. And people say, well, why isn't it Jesus? But of course, Jesus is now the bringer of cosmic love for the universe. And so his energy is deployed in helping people to open their higher hearts And so Merlin has taken over and he is looking after the Christ rays, and Archangel Chamuel, the angel of love, with him. And so there's a new healing energy coming into the planet, which is Merlin's electric blue merged with Chamuel's violet pink. I mean, just those two alone are amazing. Add the Christ light to that. Add pure white love and healing energy from the heart of the unicorn kingdom brought in by Archangel Christiel, and you have an incredible energy coming through the higher heart of humanity and individuals that are ready. And you can switch them on with Merlin's symbol, which is the 5-pointed star over the heart center in a circle. So the circle goes around it, and that is the symbol of the heart. And that switches it on for humanity to use. We're starting to set up a great healing pool with this very, very high frequency healing energy to help everybody. Everyone can access that. Just starting now, and it'll become much stronger in 2025.
And do you think that will affect also areas, countries with war, where there's a lot of many people are suffering a lot? Because sometimes I imagine, okay, if someone from like a really from an area where you have like lots of bad things like war going on, could a person like this connect to those frequencies also, or would it be too far away from their reality?
You might have one individual that is really stuck in the mud, is third dimensional, and it might be difficult for them to access all those rays, all the different 7 rays. But if somebody of good intent who is much higher frequency calls them in and sends them to that person, they will receive it much more easily. And this is what we're doing. So much planetary service work, sending angels into dark areas, sending unicorns to hold the frequency high, sending dragons in to clear the lower energies. Every time somebody of good intent does that, it makes a difference to the area. See, I always see those places, those dark hot spots, like a pit. It's a pit, and there are all these desperate people in the pit crying out for help, because it is very, very awful to be in that situation. And then people who are at a higher level up the mountain, up the spiritual mountain, they can send energy down, which is like a rope, to help those people come out of it. As soon as one of those people receives that energy, opens up to take it in, to come out of their misery, but say, okay, there is something else, takes it in, then it helps to lift that person out of the pit. And then they can access all the amazing energies that are available now. Because for the first time this year, there are portals opening between Earth and so many of the star systems and planets, all bringing in energies to help Earth. Now, the time really is now. There's been a big shift. And 2025, there will be many, many more people raising their frequency and looking for a higher life, looking to climb the spiritual mountain into sunshine and happiness and joy and health, all the things that are now becoming available. For so long, we've had carbon-based bodies. And so everybody's had these third dimensional carbon-based bodies that are very limited. But now, as more people are bringing in more light, we're carrying a higher wattage of light. So then they are able to access higher energies and send out higher energies. And then we start to create a crystalline form. And so our bodies are now becoming more crystalline. And so crystalline brains, crystalline heart, crystalline light bodies. And they're unconsciously starting to happen as we take in more light and move to a higher frequency. And our crystalline light bodies, of course, they are much healthier, much stronger. They can do much more physically than the old carbon-based light bodies.
So you mean that also our physical body is changing?
Our physical bodies are changing at a cellular level.
Mm-hmm.
So the cells are starting to open up to take in more light. Then they can, of course, access much higher frequencies. But physically, our bodies will be much stronger, much more able to do things. And of course, our crystalline brains are now starting to come into place, and the crystalline hearts. As we move into being the people that we are to become in the golden future, in the new civilization that is taking place, I mean, we are the stepping stone to the new civilization. So as they start to accept and create these higher energies, then you create a crystalline heart. Now, your crystalline heart can access things that our current heart can't. It's like at the moment there's a right brain and a left brain. So that will no longer be the case as we create crystalline form. Now, when I say crystalline, people think, oh, you're going to be hard like a crystal, but it's nothing like that. It means that we'll be able to have all the qualities of a crystal. Now, I asked recently, do you mean the qualities of a quartz crystal? And I was told, no, the qualities of every crystal. So we will be able to take in the geometric structure and the light codes of all the crystals. Now, this means our new crystalline brain will be like a computer, but it's powered by source energy. So it's not powered by lower frequency energies like the current one, like our current internet, our World Wide Web is low frequency. It'll be high frequency. We will be able to access other people. So we will be communicating telepathically, automatically. We'll be able to communicate with animals, with star beings, because we have got a different brain structure, which is currently beyond our comprehension. But that will take the place of the right brain, left brain, sorry, let's get it right, the left brain, and the crystalline heart will take the place of the right brain. And so that will be open at a much higher level to higher frequencies. And of course, right now, people are bringing in the energies of Andromeda, which is the higher heart of the universe, and just calling on that higher heart energy to come through you and starting to activate. One of the many things it's activating through your higher heart are codes of rejuvenation.
Say again. Say again.
Codes of rejuvenation.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Younger. Yeah. And so they'll be starting to bring those energies through so that people will start to feel younger, their bodies will be younger, they'll be able to do more. And also through Helios, the codes of regeneration, to be able to regenerate parts of our body, regenerate your blood, regenerate your bones, your spine. And these will enable us to be, much more, the beings of the golden future for the new civilization. We are now starting to bring that energy through, which is incredibly exciting. In fact, can I mention this now? On January the 13th, I'm doing a free workshop and it'll be absolutely free because I think it's so important. And I want everybody to be able to access it that's ready. And so it's about bringing in the crystalline brain, the crystalline heart, the crystalline light body, and a big boost to sixth dimensional ascension, which is higher ascension. And so the more people that do this and that move into that higher frequency, the more the whole planet, people everywhere, will rise up.
So, okay, then you give me the information and we will put the information under this this video,
Okay.
so that everybody who's now watching us can join.
It'll be on YouTube, absolutely free for anybody.
Okay, great.
And I'll be doing it live on the 13th of January, Monday the 13th, because I just think it's so, so important that we have this boost now, pushing everybody towards higher ascension.
Very nice. So all this information you share with us, there are angels who tell you this, or you feel it, or how do you receive the information?
I receive it mainly from Kumiko, my guide, but also from Merlin. And the angel I work with most is Archangel Metatron. Is my overlighting archangel, and he comes in and gives me information also.
Okay.
So it's downloaded to me like a very clear thought.
Okay. Yeah, and you have this connection since many, many years, right?
Well, I first connected with Kumiko. He came in, it's probably about 40 years ago now, maybe 30 or 40 years ago, a long time ago. Yes. When interestingly, I came from a very third dimensional background. I mean, as people were in those days, it's quite a long time ago. And so I was just living a third dimensional life. And he was looking for me because I'm part of his monad. And he was seeking me. And in fact, I was living then for a while in the Caribbean. And so he found me there, and he established a retreat, where he came into the universe and into the planet, in Caracas, which was just off the coast of where I was living. And that's how he found me. He found my light, but he had to wait a long, long time before I was ready.
Okay, and when you met him the first time, so was it like totally weird for you, or how was it?
No, well, I'd already had the angel experience where an angel came to me. That was my wake up. And then they'd come back again 10 years later to ask me to work with them. And that was my second big wake up. And so this was New Year's Eve, and I'd arranged for various people to come around to do a meditation. Everybody cancelled except one. And so I didn't know her that well, but she's also from the same monad as I am. And so your monad is your aspect of you that's 12th dimensional up there, and it sends out different parts. And so she came from the same monad, and it was just the two of us. New Year's Eve, we sat down to meditate, and whoa, there was this energy in the room. And that was Kumiko coming in, that my guide, and both our guides, actually. And so he came and introduced himself and said he wanted to work with us, but Sharon did not want to do spiritual work, though she was very, very clairvoyant and had a very good connection. And we wrote Discover Atlantis together, but then she didn't want to do it anymore. And so I continued to work with Kumiko, and we've become closer and closer. And then earlier this year, in January, here's the story. It was a windy, dark, cold night outside. And I was sitting by my log burner, and suddenly Merlin came in electric blue with silver stars. And he told me that he wanted to work with me. And he gave me all sorts of information, again, just like Kumiko did at the beginning, and said he wanted me to set up a magic school for him. And so I've been putting out courses about magic with him. He also said to me, because I thought magic, that's not my thing at all. And he said, my magic, he said, my power all comes through the higher heart. And when he said that, I was able to say, okay, that's okay. That's in line with what I believe and what I want to work with. So I've been working with him and with Kimiko mainly this year.
So Merlin came in this year?
He came this year, yeah.
Okay.
January 2024. And so I've been
Pretty fresh.
getting courses together. He wanted me to talk. The first course is about telepathy, talking to the trees, talking to animals. And actually, it's been life-changing because though I've always connected with trees, it was very different. Like I'm walking past this group of silver birch trees, but they are weeping silver birch trees with long leaves. And they shouted at me, hey, we don't want people to call us weeping silver birch trees. We want to be called cascading silver birch. Because when somebody thinks weeping, it lowers the energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the name in German is Trauerweide.
So
Um,
tower, I don't know what
it's
tower means.
Trauer is grief.
Yes, well, there you are.
That's the name in German.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
the same thing applies. And when I tell people, they say, oh, yeah, of course. And change it to cascading, like a waterfall falling. And but things like that have been happening to me and much more all the time.
Yes, yes. So if you when you talk to, like, for example, Merlin, do you physically see him, or do you see him with your inner eyes, or how does it work exactly?
Nowadays, no. Sometimes I do a bit, but normally it's just he talks to me telepathically.
Okay. And do you at the same time get an image of him, or?
Sometimes the
Mhm.
first time he came in, yes, but you have to lower your frequency to be clairvoyant. It's a lower frequency than claircognizance, knowing. So in
That's
order
interesting.
to see, you have to lower your frequency.
That's interesting. I never heard that.
And so, and it's fabulous to see. Of course it is. But I tend to work more with claircognizant, just absolute knowing. When you know, you know.
Yes, yes, right. You don't need the physical proof.
No, need it at all. No,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
necessary. I mean, it's lovely to have it. It's great. When I see things clairvoyantly, I think, whoa, wow. But you don't need it.
yes. And did you ever experience like an angel incarnating in the as a three-dimensional body? Did you
No,
experience something like
they
this
don't do
before?
that.
They don't use that. Okay.
No, no. An angel can't bring its level, its frequency down to the third dimension, to the physical. What they can do, of course, is overlight a person, come
Hmm.
through their heart so people think they're angels.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is what happened with Metatron and with Mary. So when Enoch, when he passed over, his heart was wide open, and Archangel Metatron came into his heart and blazed his light out of his heart. And people thought Enoch was Metatron.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they was one. Enoch was a human, and Metatron, of course, is one of the mightiest of the archangels.
Okay. So you are very, very positive for 2025.
I think that some people will find they have problems, but I think that it's an awesome year as the frequency starts to go up. Yes. And I think people will get exactly what they focus on.
Hmm. In
No,
both directions, positive or negative.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Just as is happening now, but it will become stronger.
Yes.
So the more positive you are, the more you will create something amazing for your life because we're all master creators all
Yes.
the time.
Yes.
It's the energy will be stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we create our bodies, we create our experiences, and sometimes we do it in order to grow.
Yeah.
But we still create it. We still give agreement to that to happen.
Yes. Yeah. My experience is that if we set out intentions,
Mm-hmm.
that the manifestation on the material level comes much faster than, for
Absolutely.
example, like 10 years ago. So we need to be more aware and more conscious on what we create
Absolutely.
and manifest.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's happening so much more quickly because
Mhm.
as the frequency goes up,
Mhm.
then manifestation, as you know, happens almost instantly.
Yes. Yes.
We have much more power, and we're called on to use that power with
Mhm.
wisdom.
Yeah. That's why we should really take our focus and our energies away from the negative, because we would support that energies or those energies and focus on what we want to experience and what we want to
Absolutely.
create.
Live in a golden bubble. Just be aware of what's happening in the world, but don't enter it. Because if you
Mhm.
enter it, you're going down into the pit with those people and you cannot help them. How
Mhm.
can you help somebody who's down in the pit when the only way out is by you sending a golden ladder down for them to
Mhm.
climb up?
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's not selfishness, it's actually helping the whole world to ascend.
Yes. Yeah. Very true. So, yeah, is there anything else which is like important for you to share with us today?
Let me think. Well, I think we've shared the most important things. There are extraordinary energies coming through.
Mhm.
I put free on my YouTube channels every month a new monadic merge meditation.
Mhm.
And it's a way of merging with your monad, which is the 12th dimensional aspect of you. And it also enables us to go to the Intergalactic Council and to make petitions for humanity. And those petitions have been so powerful because lots and lots of people are doing it together
Mhm.
that we've already made a lot of difference to Earth. You know, one of the petitions was for the pure white flame of Atlantis to go around the planet. And I was bringing it in for individuals. And then I said, well, why can't we do it for the planet? And Merlin said, yes, you can. And so we started putting that around the planet. It's now established 10,000 miles around Earth. And
Mhm.
it's starting to build up the protection of Earth. You know, the
Mhm.
Sphinx, the job of the Sphinx was the protector of the planet. I mean, right now, cats, as you undoubtedly know, the cats protect your home from lower energies.
Mhm.
Tigers and lions protect the planet from
Mhm.
energies coming from outside, and they stop it. But of course, what have we done to the tigers and the lions and the big cats? And the Sphinx was also part of that protection, and it was reduced to 2% effective. And then it went
Mhm.
up very quickly as people started to put out more light around the planet. And
Mhm.
now, I haven't asked recently what it is, but it's now getting much, much, much stronger as
Mhm.
light workers are protecting the planet, sending love to the planet, helping it to become stronger.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah, that's also a great way to manifest together. And
Yeah.
we will also put this below the video. So,
Okay. I mean, that goes out all the time. That's on YouTube, and there's been now 13 of them each month. We started in Portugal in October last year. And so every year, every month, it's gone up a level. And we've
Mhm.
done lots and lots of things together to help the planet.
Mhm.
Bring light beings in, for Mary's angels to come and help people to clear the astral realms all sorts of different things.
Very nice.
And the fact that we're all focused on it is
Hmm.
making a big difference.
Hmm. Yeah, great. Thank you so much for your work and that you share all your insights with us. Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's lovely to talk to you, talking about all my favorite things.
Yes. Yeah, so I quickly switched to German now. So, ja, wenn euch dieser Beitrag gefallen hat, dann teilt ihn gerne auf allen Kanälen und schaut euch unbedingt auch die Infos unter diesem Beitrag an. Ja, all the best to you, Diana. Thank you so much for your
Thank
work.
you. And for you.
Thank you. And yeah, see you soon again.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye
Ciao.
bye.